lunchtime. Who's hungry? Now we have our special guest. He's from Farmhouse Pizza. So we have, you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Josh. I'm the owner of Michigan Farmhouse Pizza.
But your last name's my favorite. You got to say your last name because it's so fun to say.
Josh Depew. So we're from over right here in Clarksville, not far from here. These guys are our close neighbors. We've been good friends with all the Swiss Lane people for a long time. And they invited us out today to just do a little pizza demo. So we're cooking some stone fire pizzas on our oven here and just doing a little facts and information.
And you used one of our dairy food of the hour, didn't you?
So this is going to be the cheese we're using today. It's this Borden mozzarella. It's a thick cut mozzarella, kind of a natural sliced cheese. Obviously works awesome on pizza. There's so many different blends you can do at Farmhouse. We use the mozzarella provolone mix. And really all kinds of stuff. We've got Romano cheese, which is actually a sheep's milk based cheese. There's all kinds of fun stuff we can play with.
I'm going to tell you, Josh, so our phones haven't been picking up the sound as well, so you have to be like yelling at your kids kind of loud.
A little extra loud.
Yeah.
All right, we'll handle that.
So why is World Milk Day important to Michigan Farmhouse Pizza?
Well, it's super important to us just because obviously cheese. I mean, how can you have a good pizza without cheese? And good cheese is super important when making a good pizza. I think that was probably one of the biggest decisions we had to make when we were going through the process of deciding, you know, what's our crust going to be like? What ingredients are we going to use? What are people going to like? What's going to keep them coming back? And it took us a long time and a lot of cheese to figure out what one we wanted to settle on. And it's just a great opportunity to kind of celebrate the dairy industry and how important it is. And it's just such a vital piece of the food supply chain. So we're just very thankful to be here and be a part of it.
So here's the real good question. How much cheese do you use every week?
It varies depending on, with us, we're kind of in a little bit more of a seasonal location. We're a lot busier in the summer, and we're a newer business, so we're still growing. I would say on average right now, we're probably going through, just in our mozzarella provolone on the pizzas, about 500 pounds a week. And then we also have our Romanos, and we have some other couple special cheeses we use for some of our secret sauces and things that we make. So probably just a little north of that 500 pound mark.
How has COVID affected you though?
It's been interesting to say the least. I think it has for everybody. It presents new challenges that we all have to work around, and for us really it's been more the supply chain end of things. You know, food's been harder to get. Prices have been rising and falling so rapidly it's hard to keep up with an accurately priced menu. We've done the best we can. We actually haven't changed the price on anything yet. You know, we're trying to do the best we can to shop around and do our buying smart to keep our customers happy and that they have a consistent price and they know what to expect when they're coming to get their pizza. Restaurants as a whole, it's definitely been a tough time. As we all know, there's a lot of your favorite restaurants you can't go to, you can't sit down and eat, you can't go grab that beer with your friends right now. And pizza in particular, we've been very grateful. We're set up for takeout, so for us we have actually been very busy and able to keep the doors open and pay the bills. And we're just praying for our brothers and sisters out there in the industry, and hopefully we can get back to normal here soon.
So this is the most important question. Do you make new recipes all the time, and who does the taste testing for you?
We do make new recipes all the time. The great thing is I get to work with teenagers every day. And,
so they're doing all the taste
testing. They can eat, they're hungry. So we're always playing with new pizzas, trying new stuff, throwing random combinations together and seeing what works good. And when we find one we like, we throw it up on Facebook and we get everybody's thoughts, give some out for free, and if people like it and it goes over good, we'll add it to the menu. I know one of them is, I think we might make one later, our Pickle Pizza is one of our most popular pizzas, and that was one that was just playing around in the kitchen, and it really took off.
Pickle Pizza.
Right,
I have seen it here.
I myself am not a pickle
I don't
fan,
like pickles.
But that pizza, I can eat it. I can eat half of one.
That's so funny. Well, we want to see how you make your pizzas.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a little different setup that we would do, obviously, in the restaurant, more of a commercial setting for higher volume. But today we get to do something fun. We've got this little ceramic stone pizza oven. So I did bring some dough from Farmhouse. So this would actually be like a 12-inch pizza. If you were going to go ahead and just order one for takeout, this is the size dough that we would use. We make this fresh in-house every single day. We go through probably 30, 40 bags of this flour every week just making dough. I think fresh dough is super important to having a good pizza. So it's really important that the dough we make is made and used within a 24-hour period. We're going to go ahead and roll this out here. get our dough stretched, you can go ahead and put your sauce on. This one has got our farmhouse pizza sauce on it. I already had it made up. We make this in-house fresh every day too. Just something we believe is also important to go the extra mile in making a good sauce. That really is kind of the bread and butter in your pizza. This one we're actually going to do, this is a white sauce that we make ourselves. So this is kind of a cool one to highlight the dairy products too. Our white sauce is really unique. I can't tell you exactly what's in it, you know, because it's kind of our secret recipe, but we do use like a blend of multiple cheeses and herbs and some other fun stuff in there to kind of make it more unique than your traditional just Alfredo or ranch base. So this is the base that we use for our pickle pizza, which is actually our best-selling pizza. It will outsell meat lovers pizza any day of the week. So we wanted to make sure we highlighted one piece for you here today. Go ahead, use some of our Borden mozzarella here.
I'm so hungry. This looks so phenomenal.
We've got one made for snacking.
Yes.
Go over here right now. That one is.
And we even
cool now.
bought 3 more from you guys too earlier today. Oh, there goes the pickles.
Yep. So here's a sliced dill pickle that we use on here. We've played around with other stuff. You can use like a bread and butter pickle too. Those are really good. And then this one here is kind of a fun ingredient. So this is something we do that's kind of unique. For a pizza place is pulled pork. We use it on a lot of our pizzas. It was something that we had the idea of at day one and knew it was something we want to try, and it had to taste good. So we came up with a few different pizzas, and we actually roast all these pork butts fresh in-house every day. Right now I think we're roasting probably about 20 pounds of pork a day or so. That strictly goes on pickle pizzas and one of our sandwiches. So
that's awesome. So you're roasting your own pork. That's amazing.
Yep, we do our own pork butts. That's been, talking about COVID, one that's been a particular struggle too. Pork supply, pork prices have been a real challenge. We've done the best we can with it. We've been pre-buying or buying in bulk and freezing. It's hard because we use a fresh product, like bone-in pork butts, and we do roast them all ourselves. So it has been a bit of a challenge. We were worried we'd have to take our beloved pickle pizza off the menu for a while, but luckily, so far so good, and hopefully things stay leveled out and we can keep all this fun stuff.
It's the same struggle in the store. As soon as we get a product in, it's out the door. So it's trying to keep everybody happy. Yeah.
Yep, it's hard to keep things on the shelf and keep things with a sense of normalcy right now. It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and throw that in our oven there. That'll probably take like 10 minutes or so. We do have some other pizza ready here too, so somebody wants to try some.
That's fantastic. So I think Annie, wanna? Yeah, so he's just making the pizza. He even made you pickle pizza.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you already talk about the cheese on the pizza?
We did a little chat on the cheese.
Talked about how much he uses every week, and we talked about the thick cut cheese from Borden's already. So yeah, did you want to talk to Barb while other pizzas are cooking?
There was one fun fact that I just kind of, I don't know why I know this, but it's just kind of common knowledge if you're a dairy farmer, that 1 in every 8 cows' milk goes to the cheese on pizza.
Cheese on pizza only.
Yeah, just cheese for pizza.
1 in 8.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we have to do a little quick math to figure out how many of our cows are milked just to go to pizza. So it'd be kind of cool. Somebody do that.
So what do you think? 2 out of 8 cows go to ice cream?
I don't know. We'd have to break it down for dairy farm. Somebody probably has.
Yeah.
Probably Nathan Malziga.
Nathan?
He's up next. Yeah, let's go ahead and go check in with Barb here. Barb is from the Red Barn Market, and she is actually related to me. We have Swiss roots going way back. How many generations? Like 4? Could you be like my 3rd cousin twice removed?
I don't know how to do that math.
I don't either. I was just making it up, but it sounds like...
I just know that, like, your great-grandparents and my great-grandparents came over on the boat together from Switzerland and landed in Mosley or up near Alton, and then everybody kind of split, and some family came down here, like the Urshs and the Wingeyers, and some stayed up by on the north end of town. So yeah.
So Barb is on the north end of Lowell, and we are on the south end of Lowell. She said our family originated in Elton, and then we moved to Alto.
And we stay, so a mile from there. Yeah.
So the cool thing about Barb and I is we are fourth generation farmers.
Yeah.
I just had a video though where I'm just
I
reading
saw
that,
that.
and I'm like, I'm fit.
Are you?
Can I just be fit?
You can be fit. My son is fit, but
I mean,
my son is 6.
By the farmhouse.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna head into the store. I wanted just to talk a little bit about how we partner with the Red Barn. So come on in. We have some products just because Dairy Discovery wants to bring in partnerships and try to work with other organizations, other farms. So we're gonna check out some of the products that we have in here. Barb's gonna talk. Just pick one and tell us a little bit about it.
Pick one. Like Jim and Melissa. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Apple hickory. All right, we'll go with apple hickory barbecue because this is our top-selling barbecue sauce out at the market, and clearly here too because
Yeah, we're
there's
almost out.
nothing behind it. So this is the barbecue sauce that we put on our pulled pork and our sandwiches in the fall, and on our pork potato, and yeah, it's.
Did you bring us more?
No, it's coming this week.
Okay.
It's coming. It'll be here. There'll be
Thank
more.
you.
I hoped to, but it isn't here yet. So,
All right, so one thing I wanted to talk to you about, it's World Milk Day, and you decided to change around all your World Milk Day plans to celebrate with Dairy
I did.
Discovery.
I wiped my calendar clear so I could be here today.
So why do you think it's important for Red Barn or for Barb Roth to celebrate Dairy Discovery?
Well, Dairy Discovery, hello, super cool. You guys are awesome. Look at what you do for all these little tiny humans that get to come out and learn about where our food comes from and the miracle of milk, and just like it's so incredible that the teaching spirit that you have to pass that on to future generations and to kids that would otherwise not have any time on a farm in any way to really learn about that. You guys do a great job with that.
There's a big gap between farms, what happens on a farm, and the food on your plate.
Right.
So-
And even at Red Barn, where we grow apples, so I'm fourth generation apple grower, and Annie's in dairy, and my husband grew up on a dairy farm, so we're pretty well rounded in that. But we don't raise any. We raise apples for food, but not meat or that. So. But we do get, no, my apples came from the grocery store, and I hear that a lot about, how could you eat that cow that you raised? Because, and I said, well, where do you get your beef? And they're like, oh, from the grocery store. And I said, where do you think that beef came from? And they're like, oh, well, I didn't really think of that. So there really is a super huge disconnect, and I think just the further you and I have gotten away from our ancestors, our roots in the farming that started when our grandparents and great-grandparents were starting to farm, everybody farmed. Like hardly anybody didn't farm. So now it's like so the opposite. And what's the percentage of, it's so small, the percentage of farmers that put food on the rest of the world's table is, in comparison to population, just minuscule.
Yeah,
So,
less than 2%.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you, Red Barn is pretty passionate about trying to connect people to their food.
Yeah,
Dairy Discovery is pretty passionate about connecting people to their food. So it kind of makes sense for us to kind of work together, and just really appreciate you guys coming out, and I love what you guys do. And yeah, we have the same community, different sides. We can attack this community and just love on it and teach it and educate it and serve. So I think that's pretty cool, especially in light of all that's going on in the world, all this heaviness and kind of darkness. So how do we kind of insert some positivity and just some sort of
be the light.
Yeah.
We can't speak into that darkness. We need to speak into the darkness with light,
Right.
not let that. It's hard. It's heavy, and it's been heavy in the last couple of days specifically. So this has been great to just come out here, get off my farm, play on someone else's farm, Awesome.
Well, with that, I am smelling the pizza. Yeah. So we're gonna get back over there and do. Hopefully, we get to do some taste testing, and then we've got to talk to Nathan from Caledonia Park because that'll be here. Josh, is the pizza done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I knew you were gonna say that.
Some pepperoni right there, and then I'm gonna throw this pickle one out here in a second.
Look at this giant. That is just a dough, right? I want to get this
It's a
cheesy.
bubble, yeah.
Okay. I'm like poking at someone's food. I better take that one. That was the pizza. It's very cheesy. I mean, that's a good thing. Barb, do you want some? I was going to sit back here and laugh. Isn't anybody else going to eat?
Everybody, we got pizza over here that we bought ahead of time, and then pickle pizza.
I'm waiting for his pickle pizza. That's what I'm waiting for. Oh,
Gosh, thank you for coming. This is
Hey, no
awesome.
problem.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what I get to do for work, then it's a good day.
yeah, it's a good day. It's World Milk Day,
Right.
and you guys are just joining us now. Thank you for coming and celebrating World Milk Day with Dairy Discovery. If you're just joining in, you don't know what the world is going on here, we are live streaming for 24 hours so we can celebrate every single minute of World Milk Day. So we've got activities planned non-stop. So maybe you missed it, you're just joining in. We started at midnight last night, and we're gonna go all the way to 11:59. If you wanna join in the cause and help us connect people to their food and teach people about modern farms, you can go ahead and find the Shop Now button on our Facebook page, and you can give us a tip if you find something interesting, crazy, or just exciting or educational. So thank you guys. With that, we are going to introduce Nathan.
Yes.
Do you have some questions for him? Because I was going to eat my pizza.
Nathan? I
Yeah.
actually do. You wanna,
Okay.
Here, I'll take the phone if you want. We're switching over to Nathan Elzinga. So Nathan comes from Caledonia Farmers Elevator, right, Nathan? So
I've been for 2 years.
what do you do, and why do you like there? Why do you like it there?
All right, so I started, actually come from a dairy farm and grew up there my entire life. Went to college, went back to the farm for 10 years, and we, as a family, decided to move on. And cows got sold, but I love dairy so much, I went into nutrition work and have a passion for advocating for dairy, both at human nutrition level and cow nutrition level. So today I hope to share some of the finer aspects of dairy products and what they're used for, and answer some questions hopefully.
We've had you here a few times. You've come for dairy day camps and helped teach our kids about diets and cow nutrition, and you actually brought taught them about the 4 stomachs too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So cow, I was watching earlier today, and Marty did a great job of explaining cow is a ruminant. She has 1 stomach. We say she has 4. It's 4 parts to her stomach.
Yes.
And so it's a reticulum, a rumen, an omasum, and an abomasum. The 4th stomach is just like our stomach. And so once you get past the first 3, nutrition becomes very similar to what we deal with on the human side of things.
Okay.
Before that, they make use of things like this. This is the alfalfa hay that you guys are chopping this morning.
Yep.
And I took a sample of it, and I'm going to send it in for analysis so we can help guide on the diets for the cows better. But I took this with me today because I want to show you a cow eats something like this that people can't make use of, and turns it into awesome dairy products that we all love, and our stomach can better handle.
And we keep such a close eye on everything they eat. Nobody does that for me. They're not telling me to stop drinking Coca-Cola. Yeah. And that we just really are always, I'm trying to plug in my phone. I apologize for the tip here. So we're just really watching closely everything that they're putting into their bodies, those cows, and making sure it's all healthy, correct? So we are going to talk about lactose intolerance and milk allergies today. Do you think that milk allergies are increasing?
So I think it's really important that if people are suspicious that they have a milk allergy, they need to get it verified with their doctor. Lactose intolerance, or some degree of it, is a lot more common. And your doctor can help you walk through that. But milk allergies are actually not that common. And both things your body reacts a lot differently to. Milk allergy might be like a person, if you're allergic to pollen or dust, it's an inflammatory response that your body has. Lactose intolerance is just your inability to digest milk sugar.
So I have all these people that come up and say, oh, I'm lactose intolerant. Why are people saying that now? Or do you think they are? Or
So a lot of people maybe have some varying degree of lactose intolerance. Lactose intolerance is just the body's inability to produce lactase. It's the enzyme that breaks down milk sugar. A human body can't digest that sugar without breaking it down and cutting it in half first so it can be absorbed. And if they don't produce that enzyme, then it continues on and causes uncomfortable symptoms that probably everybody knows what I'm talking about. But it's very different than a milk allergy. An allergy is your immune system is basically attacking something that the body thinks is foreign, and you can have hives and inflammation. It could be as severe as something like a bee sting for somebody that's allergic to bees. So there's a lot more. It's a lot more common to have lactose intolerance. Allergies, definitely, it's worthwhile checking with your doctor, because dairy, taking that out of your diet is it's hard to get the calcium and the protein and the good nutrients that you need if you take dairy out of your diet.
does the cow's diet change with the milk we're drinking? Like different milks that we drink?
Milk is fairly consistent. We can do things with varying levels of fat and protein directly from the cow, the milk coming from the cow, with how we feed her. But by the time it goes through processing, what goes to the consumer is very consistent day to day, from cow to cow. Sometimes if it's a really unique situation like rotational grazing and really high grass diets, the fatty acid profile might change in the fat a little bit, but overall fat content doesn't.
Okay. So Caledonia Farmers Elevator has sponsored Dairy Discovery, and a number of times they've been to our auction. They've supported us with our corn boxes. They're always here to support us and help us out. When we brought up that we were doing this, they were first top there, ready to find us people to help us out. And you've been here volunteering a lot, like I said. So why does Caledonia Farmers Elevator, and why do you want to be here?
So me personally, I have a strong passion for cows and love cows. Even on the farm, I'd rather spend all my time with the cows versus equipment or anything like that. So I have great love for cows and everything that is related to them. Caledonia, I think I speak on behalf of them when they realize, less than 1.5% of people are involved in agriculture directly now. We're seeing food products, and it's important that we continue to educate consumers how safe the product is, how valuable agriculture is to our national security. I think times like this, when we look at the prices of food and food availability, we realize that it's a concern going forward. Agriculture is a centerpiece of it. We have to make sure consumers are confident in our efforts.
Okay, my favorite question. What's your favorite dairy food?
It's got to be cheese.
Cheese. So you're ready for some pizza, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you bring us here today?
All right, so basically this morning I took whole milk.
Okay.
Whole milk, this is 1 pound, 454 grams of whole milk. And then these are the components that are in that pound of whole milk. So it's 87% water.
Okay.
All right, and then 4.9% lactose. So this is sugar.
Okay.
3.25% fat. So I put a little bit of butter in there. And then the protein portion, I put some mozzarella cheese in to represent the protein that comes from a pound of milk.
Okay.
So this is all meant to be proportional, and the minerals, the calcium, the potassium, the vitamins are all spread out evenly throughout these dairy products. And so I wanted to talk lactose intolerance. I said people have varying degrees of it. For example, if I took what represents the lactose here, and you compare that to everything else, if I took the fat out of the equation, everything else goes up. Right? So a person that might be borderline with lactose intolerance, a glass of whole milk would be easier for them to handle than a glass of skim milk.
Okay.
And so other things like hard cheeses are very low in lactose naturally, because the portion that you're dealing with, the protein, they separate out the whey and a lot of the lactose. I brought this with me. This is ghee, clarified butter. So they basically take normal American butter and they simmer it down and remove all the impurities, the extra protein, any extra sugar, water, and a lot of the minerals. And what you end up with is about 99.5% pure milk fat.
Okay.
And this is great for people with lactose intolerance. There's virtually no lactose in it. It's also great for frying because it has a really high smoke point. So if you like French fries or onion rings, it makes them nice and crispy and lasts a long time. It doesn't break down. Also, my wife and I love whole milk mozzarella for making pizzas. It's a little extra fat in it, a lot stringier and gooier in the pizza.
I think a lot of people that are lactose intolerant don't realize they can eat cheese.
Right, or at least some amount.
Yes.
Even a glass of milk, if you eat it with, if you drink it with a meal, or you drink a glass of whole milk, if you slow down the digestion of the milk, as long as you have enough lactase in your system to break down the lactose, you won't have any uncomfortable symptoms. And so for every person that might be a little bit different. There's even varying degrees of processing in some milk. There's something called green wine that some producers make. It is non-homogenized, so it's pasteurized, it's bacteria-free, same nutrient composition, but they don't break the fat particles down. The fat goes to the top. But because it's less processed, it gets digested slower, and some people can tolerate that.
Very good. Well, thank you, Nathan. We loved having you here. Do you have anything else you want to share? I think you hit it all.
I think good.
Yeah.
Everybody go out and get a glass of milk.
Right?
Drink a glass of whole milk with your meal. The dairy fat is actually good for you, and
Yes.
there's more and more people saying that.
Yes.
And enjoy this day and enjoy this month. Eat lots of ice cream.
We really appreciate having you here. Thanks for supporting Dairy Discovery, Nathan.
All right.